these teams.
What's up, TTC? New Rob report. Late again, but better late than never. Saturday morning, it's on my way to work. Chime in real quick on the Seahawks. Haven't really had too much time to really investigate or even, look up the current issues or events or whatever. But I know we're going to New York, New Jersey to play against these New York Little Giants, which should be not that we're looking past them, but should be an easy game. I guess no game is easy, but we should go into New York and handle them pretty decisively. Eli has not played well this season for the most part. New York is mathematically out of the playoff race, so they've got really nothing to play for except pride and just try to be somebody's spoiler. And they can spoil a lot for us. They can potentially give the 49ers a little more hope to actually get back in this division race. And they can help New Orleans get that first round bye. So we have the lead in both of those races, but New York could definitely. Matter of fact, we have, as much as they talk about that, we have both the first round bye and the division sewn up. Our schedule actually doesn't really cater to us. We got New York on the road, and on the road, although this year we've kind of fixed those road woes, we're still those Seahawks who don't play well on the road, right? And then we got Arizona and St. Louis, 2 division games. So we're not really all the way out of the woods yet. Late games in the year. Arizona still has everything to play for at this point because they're not out of it yet. So that game is not going to be, that game's not going to be easy. And St. Louis is no slouch. So we got a few games ahead of us. Matter of fact, New York might be the easier of the 3. That said, I think we go ahead and handle this. Last time we were in New York, it was a surprise that we played so well on that day. We ended up winning that game late off of a interception thrown by Eli Manning, off a tip pass intended for Victor Cruz, and Brandon Browner scooped it and took it to the house. Like, that was at 97 yards, 96 yards, something like that. So that was a great play. But a lot of things have changed since then. Brandon won't be in this game, but Byron Maxwell played very well last week. Byron Maxwell played okay last week. That was kind of a rough segue, rough transition into the subject, but either way, Byron Maxwell played okay, only okay. If Byron, in my opinion, if Maxwell hadn't gotten that pick in the third quarter, I think it was third quarter, his day would have been almost a failure. I think he got 2 pass interference calls against him, and he was getting handled. Now, I mean, it wasn't like he was playing against some no good receiving core. He was playing against the 49ers. It was a big game, but it could have been worse. It could have been a whole lot worse. But Maxwell kind of did. They knew that he was the young kid on the field, and the inexperienced one on the field, and they used him up. Maxwell got used up from my vantage point. From what I saw, they used him up pretty good. He made some decent plays, but they were working him. But when he got that pick, that solidified him as having what I would call a successful day. But sans that pick, I was like, man, come on, Max. But anyway, there's going to be a little bit of talk about this game being kind of a dress rehearsal. I'm sure, well, before I say that, I'm sure that there's going to be doubt reintroduced into some people's heads about Seattle being able to win big games on the road because, we couldn't beat the 49ers like we went into Candlestick and just laid an egg, which we did not. If it wasn't for that fucking 51-yard run by Gore, we would have had that game too. But if ifs were fists, we'd all be drunk. So, gonna go on the road again here. Dress rehearsal. If you ask any Seahawk player on the roster, they're gonna say no. It's 1-0 every week, and we're not thinking about the Super Bowl. We're thinking about the Giants, right? But when it comes down to it, it's a dress rehearsal. The only team in the NFC favored to go to the Super Bowl is the Seattle Seahawks. Number one, because it looks like the road to the Super Bowl is going through Seattle. So no one's going to come into Seattle and beat us, right? So Seattle's going to the Super Bowl, right? And they're going to be playing on the same field. It's going to be about a month later, but it's going to be the same field, same conditions, and it could prove to be advantageous for us that we got to play in this stadium, a little over a month before we had to play there for the biggest game in football. So that's going to be good. I think we're going to go ahead and take this advantage to try to find ways to make it play to our strengths and all this good stuff. It's going to be more of a hostile environment tomorrow, than it will be on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday is more of a neutral thing. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot of Seahawk. I wouldn't be surprised if we have more Seahawk fans in that stadium there, the New Meadowlands. I forgot the name of the stadium, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more Seahawk fans than Denver fans. Assuming Denver goes, I'm assuming Denver's going. So anyway, that's all I got, man. I got to go to work on fucking Saturday. As always, fuck the Giants. Go Hawks.